608 Senpais.
Welcome back once again, episode 3, 608 Senpais. Got your host, Mr. Killer Lane, with you as always. And as always, I got my cousin Snoop with me, Snoopy Senpai.
What up, what up?
Got my other cousin Dom with me. What up, Dom?
Hey, how you doing?
Today, we are reviewing The Umbrella Academy, brand new series on Netflix. We all peeped it out. I took the liberty of going ahead and reading the comic book series as well, because it is based off comic book series. So, as always, we're just gonna go over what we thought of it, our kind of general opinions and such. So, we'll get right into this. So, we'll start with Snoop. You know, nothing too specific, because we'll break down into specifics later. But, you know, what'd you think of this season as a whole? Did you like it? Was it more meh? What'd you think?
Man, it was iffy for me. I dug it.
Okay.
But it had a real slow start to me. So it took
right.
me halfway through before I really got into it.
Okay.
But all in all, me personally, I'd probably give it a 6 or 7. It's probably more of a 6.
Sounds good. How about you, Don? What you think?
I loved it.
Okay.
Like the beginning, yeah, it was a little slow, but most stories are.
True. You gotta build up, set
But
your
yeah.
characters and all that.
Second half got so much better,
Okay.
but I mean,
As a whole, yeah, you loving it, huh?
I'm gonna give it like a 9 or a 10.
9 or 10. Okay.
Oh, a 9 or a 10? Damn, all right.
So for me, I really enjoyed it too. I enjoyed just the general idea of the whole thing. And with reading the comic book too, I actually enjoyed the show more than the comics for reasons I'll name as we get down the list here. So yeah, I really liked it. I'd probably give it like 8, maybe a 9.
All right.
You know,
Oddball out today.
yeah, you know, and I knew from our previous conversations before we're gonna have some mixed numbers here on the table tonight. That's good, you know. So, what'd you think of the character design, Dom?
I didn't mind it.
Okay.
Like, it was a lot different, like with, you know, what the fuck is that dude's name?
Which one?
Luther?
Okay.
He looked goofy as hell with that trench coat on,
Right.
but when he took it off, she looked pretty good.
Okay. All right. What you think of the character design, Snoop?
Character design was okay.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of them were relatively basic.
Yeah.
So, you know, they mainly look like humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, I agree. Number one, with that trench coat, he looked like Stretch Armstrong. That shit was whack.
Yeah, he did.
That shit looked terrible. He
Yeah.
looked like he had inflatable balloons in him and shit.
Yep.
You could just go up and pop him.
Yeah.
So, I guess them waiting to introduce the fact that he was, had like this gorilla DNA in him.
Right.
That I feel like that was another reason I didn't like the first half.
Okay.
Because it was just, I couldn't get over that goofiness. It
Right,
looked terrible.
Okay.
But all in all, the character design was, it was pretty decent. Like,
Okay.
you know, I didn't mind it. They were all, like I said, they all look human, but
Right.
like each character had their own like specific uniqueness to them.
Right.
And that was cool.
Okay.
So yeah, it was.
All right.
it
Yeah,
was
I thought they did a pretty good job on character design too. I agree with the whole trench coat thing. Like, I was not feeling that at all at the start. I saw in the comic books though that they didn't do that.
Yeah.
That wasn't a thing in the comic books. Like, they knew his body was a gorilla body.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I actually liked his character design more in the comic, because in the comic he has like a gorilla body. It's not this weird like halfway goofy looking thing like he's got in the show. He's got a gorilla body.
Yeah.
He's perfect gorilla body. I was like, that's cool. I like how that looks. But it was decent for a show. You know, I understand they can only do so much. He might have looked worse in a live action with a full gorilla body like that, you know, so I get that. But yeah, I think they did a pretty decent job. I think they picked some decent actors too for each of them individually.
Yep.
So I rather enjoyed that part.
No, I agree on the actors. They definitely got. I felt like. I mean, I never read the comics, but I felt like just watching the show, like each character played their character very well.
Right, like you said, they're all fairly basic, but everybody's kind of got their own little unique thing to them.
niche.
Right, that's right. Who was your favorite character? I mean, you can even give me like top 3.
Mm.
You got 7 to pick from, you know. Well, really, you got more than that because there's Hazel and Cha-Cha, you know. And
I like them.
Yeah, that's man. I mean, I like Diego. That's his name, right? Yeah, number 2. He was number 2.
Yep.
That was the dude who threw the knives, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he was dope. You know, he was just a hothead dude.
Right.
So, I guess that appealed to me a little bit.
I get it.
He was dope.
Relatable.
Yeah, and then I like number 7.
Vanya?
When she came into play.
Right.
Like, I like how they kind of just downplayed her the whole time, and then all of a sudden, like, the last 3 episodes, she was just...
Right.
Like, you know, she's the one.
Right.
Fucked everything up. Like,
Yep.
I thought that was
Did you, like, see it coming, though?
I was talking to him, to Dom about it, and I told him that right away I pretty much knew she was the one that was going to cause it.
Yep.
And then when they introduced the dude, her boyfriend or whatever at the time, I knew he was the one who was going to set things in motion. So, like, it was predictable in that part for me. But, like, seeing what she ended up actually becoming, like, and seeing, like, her backstory.
Yeah. At first, like, right away I suspected. I was like, she's really normal.
Yeah.
No way. She's not
There's no
normal.
way.
And then all of a
She's
sudden I
gotta be
seen her
something.
take a pill. I'm like, nope, she's not normal. The dad put her on drugs to suppress her power for some reason. She's got to be the most powerful of them.
Yeah.
But I didn't know, like, what the heck's her power going to be? But then, as soon as they started talking about the past or the future being everything destroyed, I was like, it's her. Guaranteed.
Oh, yeah. For sure. So, like, yeah, I would say probably those 2 were my favorite.
Okay.
I mean, Hazel and Cha-Cha were dope. But,
They were dope, yeah.
like, those 2 were probably my favorite
Okay.
characters
Okay.
out of all of them.
Well, what you thinking, Dom? What you think?
I did like Vanya with how he was saying.
Okay.
But then Klaus,
Yeah.
I liked his character.
Yeah.
And then eventually seeing like what he could do, how he brought Ben back towards the end.
Yeah.
That shit was pretty sick.
He was funny as hell.
Yeah.
He had that good comedy relief.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
I liked the one who went into the future.
Oh, number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
That's all they ever call him. They don't ever call him by another name. He's always number 5.
I noticed that.
Yo, he was dope. I liked him. I liked that he was like the kid because
Yeah,
he came back
yeah.
and his, he got his younger body.
He's
so-
actually my favorite. Number 5 is my favorite.
Yeah.
I like him a lot. I like how he's a kid. I like his cocky attitude and stuff. I liked him in the comic book too. He was really similar. My second is also Klaus. A lot because of, like, I liked his vibe in the show. I felt like they didn't do him good enough, actually.
Yeah.
I really like him in the comic book. Like, he is guaranteed second strongest of all of them in the comic book, if not the strongest.
All right. Is he still a drug addict?
Yes.
In the comic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is, because same thing. He has to, like, suppress that power and stuff. He doesn't like it. So, what do you think of, like, the pacing of the show? I'm guessing Snoop, you probably didn't really like the pacing that much.
Nah, man. I thought the first 5 episodes were fucking. Like, I can binge watch almost anything, and I can literally fucking go for hours.
Right.
And I was caught myself, like, completely not into the show for, like, the first 5 episodes.
Okay,
Like, I was
okay.
watching it, but then I was like, there'd be times where I was just like, all right, I'm getting bored. Like,
Right,
what
right.
are we doing? What's going on? Or
Mhm.
can we move it forward a little bit? But then the last 5 episodes, I couldn't stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just like, for me, it was literally split down the middle. The first
Okay,
5 episodes,
okay.
I was just like,
Yeah.
it's okay. And that's when I think I wrote you
Yeah,
guys.
you
And I
did,
was like, this
yeah.
show's okay, man. But I don't, like, because both you guys told me it was great. And I
Yeah.
was like, I guess I'm not seeing it. And then I watched the last 5 episodes. I was like, all right. Now I can see.
Right.
I thought the last 5 episodes were really good.
Okay.
But
What,
yeah.
what you think of the story pacing, Dom?
I liked it. I mean, yeah, the first 5 episodes, a little slow, but like wasn't like a bad slow.
Right. Okay. I actually enjoyed the pacing. I think they could have done things a little bit differently to make it a little more exciting in the first few episodes as well. But in comparison to the comic book, I think the pacing is a lot better because everything in the comic book is really fast. Even the whole thing with Vanya happens really quickly. It happens really fast. It's not, the guy isn't her boyfriend in there. In the comic book, he's just this crazy orchestra leader. And he finds out about her, and he wants to take advantage of her power. So he brings her to the opera house where she plays in the show, and that's where he's got his opera. And he pulls her up on the stage, and he just says, here, this is what we're going to do. This is your power, blah, 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 blah. Blasts her with this stuff, wakes her up with her power, and then she stands up, grabs a violin, and kills the guy. And then starts playing, and then her siblings bust in, and then they do all the stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't read the comics, so if it went that fast in the comics, I guess they paced it out pretty decent.
Yeah, they paced it out a lot.
I just feel like they could have made the first few episodes more exciting.
Like, even Hazel and Cha-Cha were really quick. It was really quick. They didn't have much for character in the comic book at all. They showed up, caught Five and the chimp at the restaurant, because the chimp's actually more involved in the story in the comic book, too. They caught him and the chimp at the restaurant. They fought. They go catch Klaus. They take him back. And this is where they change Klaus a little bit, because Klaus is the one who killed him in the comic book. Because he possesses one of them and makes him shoot the other. It was Hazel. He possesses Hazel, shoots Cha-Cha, and then shoots himself in the head. Before that, Hazel and Cha-Cha did kill him.
Right.
And he died. And then he went and talked to see, and they changed it. In the show, he talks to his dad. In the comic book, he talks to God. And God tells him, I don't want you here. And the other side ain't gonna take you either. So he's like Deadpool, essentially. Like, nobody will have you on the other side, so you can't die.
Right.
You don't have anywhere to go. See you later.
That's dope.
But again, in the comic book, too, though, like his dad, God yelled at him, like, you don't even understand your potential.
Right.
You don't understand nothing, you know. And in the comic book, too, when the moon rocks come falling, Klaus stops them all.
Oh,
because he's that powerful. He just stops them.
Damn.
Yeah, he's extremely powerful in the comic book.
See, I wish they would have did that with him in the show.
I was disappointed. Like, I would have dealt with the whole change of them having him talk to his dad. I actually liked that better. That he didn't just have this whole conversation with God. It made more sense for his pops to have that conversation with him. But yeah, I felt like they really underpowered him. Like, they didn't show anything of what he could do. Yeah. And that might change. Season 2, they might show that. But as far as so far, they didn't show nothing. The other difference, too, they actually shot Vanya in the head in the comic book.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
That's what I thought was going to happen, because I saw it in the comic book, and I was like, they're going to shoot her in the head, and now she put it next to her head and shot. But yeah, in the comic, she shoots her in the head. Yeah,
I thought that was going to happen. I feel like that was like the ending I was waiting for. I was like, dude, she's about to shoot her sister in the head. And then it didn't happen. I was like, all right, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to read them.
What'd you think of, like, the character development, Snoop?
I thought they developed the characters pretty well for a 10-part series.
Right.
I mean, it was 10 hours long. So, yeah, I felt like the development of each character was pretty good. You got to know the backstory of all of them besides, I think you didn't really get to find out what was his name, Ben, right?
Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah, but I mean, you might find that out later or something.
True.
He didn't really have too much, but he wasn't really a part of it until, you started seeing him with Klaus or whatever.
Right.
So, but every other character, you got to find out a little bit about their past, a little bit about what they were doing presently, and then you got to watch them develop back as like a team into the for a future setting. So, I thought it was pretty good. I felt like I didn't end the series wondering too much about
who they were.
The only people that I thought had very terrible character development was Hazel and Cha-Cha.
Right.
There was no explanation on why they were as strong as they were. None. It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. I'm hoping they pull that in the next season.
Well, too. I hope so too, because there was when I'm watching it and I see a regular human dude fighting a half gorilla and he's beating this half gorilla's ass, like putting it up, fighting with him. I was like, there's no way. Like, why? How can he do that?
Right.
So, I guess to me that part kind of threw me off. I was just like, well, where's those characters kind of got left out. Like, they had a bigger. You said they were a small part in the comic. They had a way bigger part in this show. Like, they were huge in this show, a huge part of the show, and there was no character development really on them other than their relationship together. They did that well, and showed that and how it developed, and they had their little back and forth and all that. And,
all right.
Yeah, that part kind of sucked.
So what did you think of the character development, Dom?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Snoop. I thought it was pretty good.
Pretty good. Okay.
For 10 episodes?
Yeah, 10 episodes, 10 hours,
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt the same, too. I thought they did a pretty good job of developing the characters. They all kind of made a good journey together and adjusted and changed. Like you say, they're seeming like maybe they'll start to work more as a team again. Right. You know, so I like that part of it too. I thought they did a pretty good job with developing the characters well, and that can be hard with a 10-hour, 10-episode series.
Yeah, no, for sure. Especially when you have 7 characters to work.
Right, but there again too, that's again also why the first 5 were so slow. They were focused so much just on character development, not so much action.
Yeah, I feel like they could have had a little more action to develop those characters though, to like introduce some of those powers a little more.
Right.
And showcase them a little more.
That's the next thing on the list too. What I was gonna say is like in the comic, in the first part of the series like that, which would have been the first 5 episodes, they had more of the past. Mm-hmm. They showed more of the things that the kids did with the academy. They showed some of the villains they fought back then and things they were doing with their father. They only had 1 clip of that.
Yeah. And
it was just some random bank robbers.
Yeah.
When like they had arch enemies and stuff like any superheroes.
Right.
And they showed that stuff in the comic books.
Yep.
And I feel like they could have added more of that into the series as well, and it would have made that first 5 episodes more exciting to see more of those flashbacks. So that was the next question is, were you kind of hoping they would have shown more of their past?
That's what I wanted.
Right.
I mean, if we're talking about a show with 7 superheroes.
Yeah.
And like we're pretty much looking like the first 5 episodes were just kind of them what they're doing now.
Right.
They had a little bit of flashback, but not much, and it was like half of them weren't doing shit.
Right.
Just living their normal life. And the other half were like, Diego, number 2, he was like a vigilante.
Yeah.
He got his Batman on.
Yep. Number 5 had everybody after him.
Yep. Number 5 was doing his own thing. Yep. I mean, he was in the
Klaus
future.
Was off goofing around and doing
Klaus
stuff.
was off doping up, and number 1 was on the moon.
Right.
And like I was like, all right, well, what were they doing before this?
Before that, right.
When they were actually as a team.
Right.
I wanted to see that, and I felt like that part fell real short for me. I was just like, man, I want to see them as a team.
Yeah.
I want to see. I understand
some work.
We're gonna eventually get to the point where they come back together as a team.
Right, but I want to see what they did before.
I want to see them.
Yeah.
With their father. Like,
yeah.
They showed a little bit, but not enough. Like they showed them like training and different things like that.
Sure.
Little short spurts of shit, and I was just like, man, come on, man. Let me see some good fight scenes.
Right.
I thought one of the best scenes was when they put Ben and he goes in there and he rips everybody apart.
Yeah.
And
we go home now.
That was like the only. That was like the only good like scene in the first 5 episodes to me, where I was like, holy shit, this could be dope.
Right.
And then you don't see him again till the end. When, when Klaus brings him back.
Yep.
But you see him, but you don't get to see him use his power until Klaus brings him back.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, that part fell real short for me.
All right. What about you, Dom? What you think? Did you want to see more?
Oh yeah.
As well of like what they were doing before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. It was just pretty much the bank scene, right?
Yeah, that was it. They only had the one scene where they really showed them doing any of the work. Like you said, they had the one where they were like running up the stairs. But really, the only time we got to see them in action as a team was with the bank robbery. That was it.
Yeah. No, they could have did.
Like you say, that was one of the best scenes. That was awesome.
Yeah, it was great seeing them as kids and coming up and training and like. And then showcasing their abilities as kids when they were an actual team.
That's right.
And then another thing is like when they showed them, I think it was in more of the second half where they were a little older.
Right.
And like number 1 was the only one who stuck around.
Yep.
And it was like I wouldn't mind seeing them a little older too, and seeing like what they were probably like young teenagers. The bank scene.
Yep.
Like 12 maybe.
Yeah.
They looked around that age.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't really say, but like I would like to see like when they were like 15,
right?
16, a little older maybe.
Yep.
And seeing like just a little bit of development there,
right?
Before they got to the part where like one was the only one left and everybody else left, and he, he was just doing himself.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, there were certain little things like that they could have done better.
2 more episodes.
Right. If they'd have done a 12 episode, that would have probably helped them a lot too.
Yeah, and it's weird because I feel like I'm contradicting myself a little bit because I did think the first 5 episodes were slow, but I don't think that they were a good slow.
Right.
Like for me at least, like I understand other people like them, but like I just wanted way more team development.
Yeah.
Rather than just pure character development.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed to be a team-based show. This is a team of superheroes.
Like I said, that was one part of what I felt the comic book did better is they had more of that. They showed more of that. Their pacing was a lot faster, but they showed more of that stuff, so it made it way more exciting.
Right.
Way more exciting. And it added a little bit more depth, too. There's still a lot of things that people don't know.
Yeah.
From watching the show that you would know from reading a comic book, you know. So, what do you think, Dime, about the display of their abilities? You think the kids' abilities were displayed well?
I mean, I think so. Could have been a little better, but...
Okay.
I mean, I understand the comics. I didn't read them, but
Right.
they could do a lot more.
Okay.
But, I mean, I thought it was all right.
Oh, okay. What do you think, Snoop? What do you think, do you think they did a good job displaying their powers?
No.
No?
I don't think they did really at all.
Okay.
Again, comics might have a different story that I haven't read, but the fact that you have this super strong gorilla dude fighting a human guy,
right,
and the human dude is just is banging this dude,
right?
Like that to me. All right, maybe it's different in the comics. Maybe I don't know. I didn't read them, but at the same time, I'm watching the show, so it didn't make sense.
Right.
Number two. Like, he can bend the way knives move?
Apparently, yeah. He can curve knives when he throws them.
Okay. They never really said that.
Right.
He's just kind of a dope assassin type character.
Right, yeah.
They never really was like, oh, this is his power.
Right.
The only powers I felt that were explained well was number 5, because he's obviously a main focus.
Right.
Klaus.
Yep.
Which I don't remember what number he was, but
4.
He was 4. They explained his power pretty well. And then 7, because you saw her power develop.
Right.
So hers made sense. They made Allison's, her power was described pretty well, what she could do.
Yeah. You got to see her do it once to the guy at the bank.
I heard a rumor, you see her do it to her kid too.
Yep.
So that part was cool, but the number 1 and 2, who were supposed to be the leads,
right? They didn't really seem to do much.
They didn't really explain shit about their powers, and they're supposed to be lead characters.
Yeah.
Number 1's supposed to be the leader.
Yep.
Number 2 was the runner-up type guy.
Right,
I'm assuming that's why he was number 2.
Right.
And because remember they had a bickering match. You're just mad because you weren't number 1.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So. It's you didn't even tell us what number 1's power was. We just all assumed he was strong because of the little cutscenes from when they were kids.
Yeah.
But it was never said. I felt At least maybe I might have missed it. I don't know.
No, they really didn't say. In the comic book too, they really don't say. In the comic book, it doesn't seem all that much different, really. Number 1's just really strong. He's got a gorilla body, yeah. But even as a kid, he was just really strong.
They showed that when he was a kid, he was sitting in there working out and shit, and I was all right, so he's got super strength.
Yep.
Get it?
Yeah, and number 2, it's the same way. He's just really nasty assassin. I don't think that their father based any of that off of
my whole thing is though
how powerful you are. I think it was more just what he thought of you.
My whole thing was I don't know. I just feel if you're gonna talk about a story with 7 people who have 7 powers,
there should be
you should have a description
way better
of
display
each
of their power.
Yeah,
I get it.
I want to know technically
what
their power
do. Yeah.
And number 2 was the worst development for
me.
I didn't know what he did.
Yeah.
I was just okay, so he can curve a knife. I was I don't know if that's technique, where he can just do that because he's skilled, or if that's his power to actually, make him
right. Can he change velocity or something?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Mind? How's he doing this? Right.
What is his power?
I totally get it.
So I mean, I feel a few of the characters were done well in the show, and then a couple of them were they just didn't do it. They didn't describe it at all.
Totally get it. What do you guys think about the father and kind of how he went about things? What do you think, Dom?
I mean, he was a dick.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Right.
Discipline him and all that.
Yeah.
But he's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked him, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think, Snoop, about the dad and how he went about stuff?
I mean, he was he was a billionaire asshole, man.
Right.
I thought it was kind of cool that he went out and figured out all these babies were born on this day, and he went out and tried to buy as many of them as he could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel he in his head he was something's special about these kids.
Right.
I'm gonna get as many as I can.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, but he was an asshole though. He didn't necessarily raise them with any sort of love.
Right.
He trained them to be what they are.
Yep.
And I feel later on that kind of mentally broke a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, that was really that seemed to be all he wanted from him. He wanted a superhero team. He was like, yo, these kids are going to be special. I'm building the Avengers. What you talking about?
Yo,
who's coming with me? You coming with me? Hold on. Nobody's coming with me. Let me inject this chimp with some weird chemicals. Nah, he's smart. You're my friend. You're coming with me. We're buying babies.
Right.
And then that was how you read, like, you're about to be the Avengers. What do you mean?
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean...
You want a pillow and a blanket? What do you mean? You're an Avenger.
Yeah, so I mean, like...
Then at the same time, it was like he really did sort of, in his own weird way, kind of deeply care for him.
No, he definitely did. Like, towards the end, when it started to show, like, he pretty much killed himself to bring them all back together.
Right, exactly.
Watching that, and then, like, when he talks to Krause or whatever...
Yeah.
You could tell, like,
right.
He was kind of like, what do you mean?
Right.
Like, you don't think I cared?
Right,
like,
exactly.
He was like, I was just trying to make you guys the best of what you could be.
Right.
Type shit. So it was like, in his own sick way, he did care.
Right.
And
it wasn't what most people would be used to with a mom and a dad.
Right.
But, again, he was their adoptive father. He wasn't their real biological father, and that does make a difference.
Yeah.
So it's probably part of that too, And then again, his crazy, weird desire, like, I need the Avengers.
Right.
We're about to have a superhero team, comic books, the whole works. They're going to make a movie.
Plus, he was him. He was
he was very eccentric.
Yeah.
Extremely eccentric. And he was a scientist, I mean, this guy figured out how to make a chimp half a human. This dude's a weird dude, man.
He made a robot woman.
To
be their mom.
Yeah. But he had to, as you saw later with Vanya.
Yep.
She kept killing all the nannies.
Yep.
So he was like, all right, we ain't playing with you no more.
Nope.
Let's see you kill this one.
Right.
I like that scene, actually. See,
That
and I did. I
was
enjoyed
good.
the stuff with when they showed him with the kids, man. I liked that. I was like, this is hilarious.
Yep.
When she stepped back up, like, man. Turned the head back around, Vanya looking at her like, what is going on here?
And then she smiled and ate her oatmeal.
Right. She was like, all right, we good. We're cool.
Can't kill her.
Yep.
She's still here.
Guess I better eat.
It was good. Like, that's what I'm saying. I wanted more of them as kids, man. And I wish the first 5 episodes would have just took that on.
Yeah. Like I said, I wish they would have done that too. I wish they would have splashed more of that in there like they did with the comic. But at the same time, I did like that they slowed the pace of certain things down more. And that's the measure and the weighing back and forth and the takeaway. You want a longer, better, more detailed story, or you want just a bunch of quick action and it's over. I get it, but I don't.
A little bit of a happy medium, man.
Right. I get it, but I don't. But that's why I did. I really enjoyed it as a whole. There were the slow parts too that I didn't enjoy as much, but as a whole.
And I feel like every series has slow parts. Don't like take it as I'm saying. These slow parts were just.
Well,
terrible.
everybody's opinion is gonna be different.
Right. I just felt like a few more action scenes in the first 5 episodes. It could have been a little more explanation, and that's when I say it was slow. That's what I mean. Is I was sitting there trying to grasp things.
Right.
I just couldn't. I couldn't put them together yet.
Right. I get you. I get you.
What does this dude do? What does this dude do? What are we getting at?
Exactly. What you hoping for season 2, Snoop? I don't know if they've confirmed season 2 yet or not. I'm betting they're gonna do one. I haven't heard
anything. I looked it up actually after I watched it.
Okay.
I didn't see anything out there.
I'll bet. I'm almost betting they're gonna do one though.
I would assume so.
It seems to be really popular.
It seems to be really popular. It seems to be doing pretty good. I've heard a few people talk about it, and
I don't think I've ever seen Netflix do one and only ever do one season. So.
Well, I mean, unless it flops.
Right. But it clearly doesn't seem to be doing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna flop. But season 2, I hope we get more in-depth character knowledge.
Right.
Like, I want to know exactly what these powers are. I want to know exactly what they can do. I want them to get stronger. I want to see a little heavier character development. I want to see more of the kids when they were kids. I want to see backstory, because we already have like the base story down. All right, we get it. The first season's done. We have the base story. Now let's get a little more backstory, and then we can get into them going. So they went to the past to try to fix things or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just we're gonna keep doing it until we fix it.
Right.
So we can get into that too, obviously, and figure out how they're gonna do that.
Okay.
I don't know. I just hope they develop the characters a little harder. And like, I want to know this. I want to know the abilities.
Right.
I want to hear them.
Yeah.
I
get it.
I want to see what they're actually capable of and shit. Like, I want to see this dude with half a gorilla body
do something that explains why he's got half a gorilla body. I didn't see no
real feats of strength other than chandelier falling on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like when he threw the box, it's not like he chucked that shit across the damn desert, or wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I could have threw the box that damn far.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like the only thing that they showed really was the chandelier falling on.
Yeah.
Like Well, otherwise, what did number 1 do?
Right.
He couldn't really fight. He was getting beat up by number 2.
Yeah.
So, like, if he was that strong, like, I guess he knocked that statue. He
broke that statue
down. But I was like, I mean, all right. I guess.
Yeah, he really didn't do much, though.
That's like...
Him and number 2 really didn't do much other than fighting each other.
I mean, number 2 fucking beat up...
Oh, yeah, he
Cha-Cha.
fought with Hazel and Cha-Cha. That's right.
You know? So, I mean, like, no, I feel like only one who really didn't do too much was
number 1.
Yeah, and I guess...
didn't really do much.
Well, I mean, without Allison, they probably would have all died. But she's the one who shot the gun and fucked up her ear.
Yep.
But, yeah, dude.
But she was throwing hands, too, with Hazel and Cha-Cha.
Yeah.
She got beat up a little bit, but there again, she hadn't even been doing hero work for years, it seemed.
Right, she was an actress.
Right,
True.
so that makes sense, she's way out of practice.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, no, I didn't get that. Like, I didn't see any real, like, okay, this dude's super strong.
Right.
I didn't see it.
Right. You would think he could just,
Once
rip a
was
person in
kid,
half
right,
or something.
At that bank when he threw that dude
Right.
out the window, that
yeah.
was it.
Yeah. There really wasn't much.
Like, he's supposed to be the leader.
Right.
How do you not develop the leader?
Yeah, I don't
That's
get that.
true.
I don't get that.
That's like showing an Avengers movie and not knowing who the fuck Captain America is.
Right. It's true.
You know what I mean? Like, your leaders should have had some decent character development.
Yeah. They should have been displayed better for sure.
And, yeah, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Hopefully they get into that a little more and they kind of show some nice little feats, man.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some feats of strength, some feats of, like, these guys' powers and these girls' powers and shit. So.
Yep, I agree. What you think, Don? What you hoping for season 2?
I'd like to see more Ben.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I kind of wanted to see a little more of him, and then explain. He's pretty much has like another dimension inside his body, and I would have liked to seen what the hell that was then.
Right.
In the show.
Yeah, I didn't like that they didn't show that. That's again where they really didn't display the powers very well.
Yeah, no. Like, the powers weren't displayed very well for quite a couple of the characters.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. Yeah. Season 2, I'm hoping more showing of the characters. Again, reading the comic books, there were some things that seemed lacking. Klaus's power seemed a little lacking to me in comparison, and I'm hoping season 2 they display that better, and I hope we get to see again more of the past, because they did do some cool stuff as kids that they didn't show, that they got a lot there to dig into and put into something. So I'm hoping for more, bigger, better. We want to see some more action.
Oh yeah.
We got the basis. We know who they are. Let's see what they can do now.
Yeah.
That's what we want, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way.
Oh yeah. Everybody I've talked to is like, it was good, but like, what do they do?
Right. Yep.
And I was just like, I kind of feel the same way, man.
Yep.
Like, a few of them I got, a few of them I didn't. I was just like, all right. So, yeah.
We still got a little bit of time here left, so I want to bring up something that I thought was pretty funny today. Y'all might have seen this on Facebook. You see Ja Rule came out here to Milwaukee.
I did.
He tried to do a halftime show and nobody cheered or anything.
Nobody said a fucking word.
I was like, yo, my whole state is 50 Cent.
Bro.
My whole state is 50 Cent, man.
The whole state.
That's dirty.
Hey, 50,
That's dirty.
if you ever listen to this shit, I doubt you will. But if you ever listen to this, the whole state of Wisconsin is on your side, bro.
Yeah, apparently, bro.
Holy
You didn't have
shit.
to buy out any rows at the Milwaukee Bucks game.
That was
Nobody was
hilarious,
cheering.
Bro. What did he say at that? He's like, I guess not.
Yeah, he did, too. He did. He was like, y'all ready? Is y'all ready? I guess not.
Oh, clown ass
my
motherfucker.
Oh, man. It was great. I was dying.
Oh,
I was dying.
man.
I was
That
like,
shit was
This is
great.
insane. And then I was like, also thought about Dave Chappelle, too. Like, Dave Chappelle was right. Whenever there's all this crazy stuff going on in the news, somebody's like, we got to find Ja Rule. Where's Ja? I need Ja to help me figure out what's going on. You remember how they pulled him up for Hurricane Katrina? They had him on the news talking about it. Like, what does Ja Rule know about hurricanes or any of that? Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. It's too classic.
Dude, I was dead.
At first, I was like, no way. There's no way that nobody cheered.
No, I swear to God, not one person
Nobody.
in the
No
Buck
one.
Stadium said a fucking word.
No, I had to listen to it because I was like, there's no way that it was no one. There had to be a couple, one or two. Like, this was Wisconsin, man. Like, somebody clapped
I
or
heard
something.
one whistle.
One whistle. Ja Rule, you got one whistle.
You got one whistle in Milwaukee,
and you
Wisconsin.
in Milwaukee, motherfucker.
Right.
You in the hood.
Like, yeah.
You didn't get no love.
None.
Oh,
that's
that's
crazy.
great.
None.
That's wild.
I was rolling.
I was
I
dying.
thought it was hilarious. But Ja Rule's a fucking clown.
It's true.
He's a fucking clown.
Yeah.
Let's keep it funky.
Yeah.
He's a clown. I don't like Ja Rule. Ja Rule had a couple hits back in the day, but man, he's a fucking clown.
He has some good songs, yeah.
Get him in a fucking bathroom. Get him the fuck out of here. Get him out of my state.
Get
out of here.
Everybody in Milwaukee agreed.
Yeah, no, that was great.
That's
though.
wild,
I did
bro. That's
see that.
crazy.
I cracked the fuck up.
That is
I was
crazy. That's
What?
insane. Like, what is...
Like, this
wow.
man just got... I would have left.
Yeah.
Did he perform?
I didn't hear. I don't know if he actually performed after that. I wouldn't have. I'm
I
done.
would have left.
I'm out of here. Like, they ain't here to see me. They don't want to see me. You better find somebody else.
Yeah, and the Bucks are having a good year this year too.
Oh, yeah.
A really good year.
Oh, yeah. So, the crowd was already hyped up and stuff.
So the crowd was fucking there. There's
Yeah.
no way, you know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? They're doing great.
Yep.
So it's like, whoa, dude, not even one. Like, you had one whistle?
Yeah.
You
Crazy.
had one chick.
Yeah,
he did
he
perform?
performed.
He did?
He did do the show. Wow. I guess, I
Listen
mean,
how quiet it is. All you hear is the music.
that again touches back to 50 Cent when he bought out the first 4 rows at his concert, and he was like, hey, whether there's a front row or not, you still got to put on a show like they right there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
sure.
I'll give him credit for that, You didn't get no love, but you still did what you do, so, props for
You want
that
to get
for
paid,
sure,
right?
But, I know I'd have left. I'd be like, I'm done with y'all. Don't call
He's
me back
doing
out here for
Ashanti
this.
songs. Is Ashanti even there?
No. He couldn't afford that.
Like, what the hell are you doing, man?
He couldn't afford it. But that's really some of his best joints was with other people. He was a better feature
Yeah.
artist than a solo artist.
Yeah. Ja Rule was whack.
Yeah.
He had like one okay album.
Right.
And that was his first album. It was okay.
Yeah.
God,
There was
nobody
no
cheered
noise.
for him at the end. That's
Wow.
so bad, bro.
Wow.
Props to my state.
Yeah, right?
Props. I love y'all. I love Wisconsin, man. I'm glad you guys didn't show that clown no love. Fuck him. I don't even know him on a personal level,
suppose, man, they
obviously,
should
but
know.
he's just a clown.
It's
That's
just the way it's
just
going to be.
obvious. It's like an obvious choice. It's not even like...
To me, yeah.
I don't understand how anybody could go the other way.
To me,
This
yeah.
is a completely different subject than what we was talking
That's
about, but
okay.
it's fucking hilarious.
We got this filler time. We got to fill in, so
Yeah.
this is where we can get into whatever we want to talk about,
Yeah, no, that was great. I saw that this morning actually when I woke up.
Yeah, I shared that immediately.
Fucking threw up. I think I threw up Facebook. Boom! It was like one of the first videos that popped up, man. I was like, "What? When was Ja? I didn't even know Ja Rule was coming here."
Me neither.
That's how whack he is. You
I
know
have
what
no
I'm saying? Like I hear about like local artists, but I didn't even hear about Ja Rule coming here.
Right.
And then I saw the video and I fucking died. I thought it was the funniest shit ever. To like, you were like one of the biggest artists back in like early 2000s.
Right.
Like one of the biggest, dude. You were up there.
Right.
For that time period.
Right.
He was probably the king for a little bit.
Exactly.
For that time period. And
Yeah.
just to like come out and not have no love shown is just fucking
Oh, yeah.
that just goes to show you how bad 50 Cent ended that man's career.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, and he's still trolling you to this day.
To this day.
To this
never
day.
end.
He
It'll
doesn't
never
even
end.
need to anymore, but
It'll
he
never
just
end.
does it to this day to just piss you off.
Yeah. Just to do it.
Like, that's... Yo,
Just because he can, really. Like, when they asked him,
He's-
why would you do it? He's like, just because I can. It's not like it was that much. What was it, like $3,000?
That's what he said, bro. He said, well, I mean, it's not like his tickets were expensive. It cost me $3,000 to buy out the first 4 rows. I was like,
Yeah. He's like, I just do it because I can. So what?
that shit was great. 50 Cent is the king of all trolls. Man.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's
No
the
doubt.
king of trolls.
No
bro.
doubt.
He's hilarious.
No doubt at all.
Like, if you just like, you could literally go through and look up 50 Cent troll videos.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like, remember we did that one time? We were sitting up, we just like, I just YouTubed like 50 Cent just trolling people. And he was like making phone calls, just trolling people and then hanging up and shit. Like, it's great, dude. 50 Cent's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, so we go wrap it up. this episode's getting up a little late. You know, we're sorry about that. We had a couple difficulties. Just, you know, hang with us. We're building, like I say, we're working all the time to improve and get things to where they need to be for y'all.
Yeah.
We're going to get things set up so y'all can communicate with us a little easier, a little better. We appreciate everybody listening, everybody new. Keep listening to us. You know, we're going to keep it coming. You know, we're just going to, again, we're going to talk about whatever we want. Movies, comic books. Music, TV. Anime. All
whatever,
of it. Whatever.
If y'all
want to
see something,
let us know. Yeah, if you want to see something, you want to hear our opinion about something, hit us up. I think I'm going to set us up on Facebook for the show. That way people can come in and contact us and let us know. Because, you know, whatever you want to hear about, we're willing to talk about. So hit us up. Show us some love. Thanks for listening. We out.
Yes, sir.